It is Easter Sunday, so happy Easter. So we have new update, uh, 1.44. It came out on Thursday. We were on vacation down in Georgia, visiting relatives for the whole week. So that was a lot of fun. Um, do a little fishing, play a little golf. Yeah, so yeah. So anyway, the update. Some of the things that we got. Again, three cars: uh, Audi, R8, V10, Lamborghini Urus, and the much asked for and classic legend in the Gran Turismo scheme of cars, the Toyota GT1, a TSO 20, the Le Mans GT1 car. Um, and that was it for content. We get some new um, circuit races, events, cafe added another collection. So we did actually go into the game last night and look at it. So we already got some of this stuff already. So spoiler alert: this is not a real live update to everything. Some interactions with the cafe characters, GT Auto, engine swaps for a Lancer. So you can put I forget what engine it's. There's a car, one engine you can put in all these cars. Um, oh yeah, it's the road Mitsubishi Group B car, road car um, engine. So they've added some limited edition decals of Fukushima, which is kind of weird. The Fukushima is where they had the power plant, power plant, the earthquake and tsunami. So, so still some attractive pictures and some new world circuits cars have been added to race regulations for GTR Cup. So they added these two cars to that. And I don't understand what the professionally tuned category, but there is some other things. Split screen issues. So this showcase, you can when you're looking for specific things, you can add keyword to the search bar, and it will pop up um, uh, words you've already searched, stuff like that. So that's the way I understood it when I went into it. GT Auto open details function added to load style driving gear. I don't understand that, but we'll check it out. So that's it. And preset decals now. Display decal names. Okay. And this is the usual stuff. The thumbnail stuff. There's the Audi. These look like real pictures, although I think they're not real. They're created out of GT7. Sorry, I'm tired. It's a late night. There's the new decals, and it's high speed. It's a cartoon anime or whatever. It's kind of weird. There's the Fukushima. Just go to world map, and so Grand Central. And both the cars are in Europe, and one is German. Oh, this thing's acting so slow. Audi. They're not new anymore because I already went and purchased them. This is the R8 V10, which is, R8's known for being a V10. I mean, they did have the 4.2 liter V8. Lots of colors. I think we got it in, I can't remember what color we got it in. That color, I think. So, nice looking car. Is this the one of the only SUVs in the game? I could be wrong. I can't remember now. The Urus, which is yeah, this is the base model. So it has I think a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8 in it. I drink my coffee. So yeah, very sharp looking SUV if you're into overpriced European SUVs, which is, I believe this is based off the Volkswagen and the Audi, the Q, is it the Q7 maybe? Anyway, yeah, so it's 300,000 credits. The other one's 300,000 credits, and those were they're new cars, so you can get them at any time. Legends cars. So this is the one, the GT1. So learn more about it. So this car was very it was developed to win Le Mans in the GT1 class, and I don't think he changed or something. It never did win it. Um, it did really well, but I don't think it won it. Won it, I should say. But I say, Gran Turismo does such a good job modeling these cars, especially nowadays. You know, they're all um, premium modeling, especially on a car like this. They do every in detail. So I finished ninth in 98, and this is the 99 that we're buying here. Yeah, so it didn't win, but it was it did really, it was a big step for Toyota. I don't think they'd ever done anything before that class, but it's kind of cool. You know, you got your luminescent number board, an iconic livery. I don't know why you would change this livery. I really don't. People already, obviously make liveries for it. And this is one of the other cars. If you want to get a free, very expensive car, the Jaguar extra menu. This is one of the cars you'll need, along with the Type E-Type, and we'll look at it. Pretty much, we've got all these cars, except for the ones that are insanely expensive, like this GTO. So, but let's see, we'll go into GT Auto. Uh, let's go to showcase. Look at showcase. Let's see what the thing I should say. So you can go into content search, and you can go into keyword and just say keyword. Let's say IMSA. See, it already pops up before you had to type the whole thing in. So you do say IMSA. Let's see, it pops up. So this is all. So that's everything there. So, so all those cars will pop up. And you can go in. I say in search. GT500. See if it pops up. Yeah, see, it just pops up stuff that's tagged with I don't know where it is. Say GT500. So this is in the description, but it's not in the tags. See, it doesn't have any of these tags. So, and it's not in the title either. So that's kind of interesting that does that, but kind of weird. But I guess you can go with tag, and filter it down, narrow it down, I should say. And same thing with decals. Let's see, helmet levers. You can go in there and do Hamilton. I don't think I've ever looked up Hamilton before. Or Lewis Hamilton. There it is. It says it populates automatically. Search. There's all Lewis Hamilton's helmets. So you go in here and see it's tagged as Hamilton. It's not in description. It is in the title. So I guess it helps narrow stuff down for decals and whatnot. So so we're in GT1, and we always do this when we do these things. Look and see if there's anything that's allowed to be changed, and there's one thing on here that can be changed, and it's front grille, and it looks like it's brake ducts. You can add extra brake ducts, I guess, for shorter circuits. I'm sure it has no performance enhancement, but otherwise, but it's a very good looking car. I'm sure a lot of people have already taken this car and made Bentley Speed 8 deliveries. I believe it's the same class of car, as you know, the car people want, but it looks very close. The swoopiness of that center ridge down the bonnet or hood or whatever you want to call it. So between the wheel nacelles, this thing right here, that thing, it's like a beak to me. But anyway, so that's that, and we'll go into my garage. This is what we always do with these things. It's things that I'm interested in. Is what can you put on these cars? So change cars. So there's the D-type. The D-type. This car it's like a 6 million credit car. It's kind of expensive. So 3 million. I already had the other one. This one, the XJ220. And that car wasn't very expensive. I think it was under $1 million. So you those three with this car, and the E-type, wherever the E is. You get the D-type. So anyway, so there's that one. So I go to the ears. Now listen to what it sounds like. And yeah, if anybody's watching, I can't see you. So hopefully I'm broadcasting. I have issues with broadcasting sometimes. Cool modeling. I always thought that the tachometer would spike when they blip the throttle like that, but it doesn't. So that's it. So let's go back to GT Auto and see what you can change. So custom parts is the front. You have splitter and crash bar. So that's it. So skid plate, crash bar, side just a standard. Actually, it's not really anything. You just get the this little blacks out the aluminum part. So you get a black version of it for 4,000 credits. And the rear, it's the same thing. You can just get a black version of it for 4,000 credits of this part. just that part. It's kind of, I don't know, not a lot of value. You could probably change it with a decal. Wing, go. This has a little wing back here, so you can go wingless from that to that. Type A adds that slightly bigger wing, and B adds a little spoiler over the windshield. So I think we just add that for 3,000 credits, because it looks sharp. Because I'm surprised it's not all the Performante options, which is they never add hoods. You can't change hoods, which it should be, like here's my thing with the so that was that. Racing items, of course, tow hooks and hood pin and tow hook. You may want those. No roll cage. Other parts, like license plate, which I already removed it. I hate license plates on cars. Yeah, just doesn't look good. Front grille, so you can add more fog lights because this is an SUV, so it's going to compete against the trucks and whatnot. So, but I mean, there's again. So yeah, that's that. So let's apply that stuff. And Happy Easter to everyone. And yep, back to garage. Pick out the oldie. Change car. Let's go to here and just see what it sounds like. And wonderfully detailed. So this is pretty cool sounding car. I'll go back. Oops, change our car again. Change it to the Audi. Doesn't sound like the race car at all. It's all muffled. So, yeah, I won't be driving any of these cars. I'm just gonna poke in here and look around at what stuff's at. Alright, so let's exit out and go into GT Auto and custom parts. Front, it's a standard, yeah, a little bit. It's got little inlets here on this grill, or splitter, I should say. And you have the full, like GT2 package on the front end there. So kind of crazy. Then the side, yeah, the standard little lip bolt, rocker panel, and then you have the full GT2 kind of look to it, which is a bit crazy. Rear, for 4,000 credits, you can remove the R8 badge, which is pretty necessary, weight savings. And then another full gangster splitter package on the back here. So, kind of crazy. Yeah, but yeah, one thing that always kind of got me is bizarre. There are the wings. Standard wing, no wing, and then more aggressive wing, and then like the GT2 wing is, it's kind of crazy. GT2, GT3 wing, and then a custom wing, which I'm sure it's, yeah, so that's gooseneck, which, they, baby gooseneck, big gooseneck, so yeah, and that's that. Racing items, usual tow hooks and stuff. Other parts, we already removed the license plate because we hate license plates, especially on a car like this with this iconic front grille. Front grille, again, for 3,000 credits, you can remove the Quattro badge. I believe that's what that one is. So, yeah, for aerodynamics and weight savings, yeah, cooling efficiency, you can do that. So, but like one thing that they did that I thought was what they should have done with the, so again with the AMG GT3 or Group 3 race car, the newest one, the Evo car, they let you add the fog lights to it. So you had still had the base car, but you added the fog lights. I think they should have done that with the M6, the BMW, because they have two versions of it. They have the Sprint model and the Endurance model, and I think that's what they should have done with that car, because basically, essentially, the cars are identical. They're identical cars, performance-wise, weight-wise, all that stuff is the same. But the Endurance one obviously adds the fog lights, so I think it would have worked out better for just efficiency in data. And for livery creators, that if you can create a livery and use it on both cars, that being the only difference is the front fog lights and the wing or fender venting that the Endurance model has. If you could just added that as a package instead of having to buy two cars for what are Group 3 cars, 450,000 credits. So you wouldn't have had to bought two cars. You could have just bought one car and just added the fog light package to it, and then that way you wouldn't have to make two liveries. Because I have liveries that are one for the endurance model, because most of the time I like to have Pirelli tires on it, and then I make other liveries for the sprint model, because like the sprint model is used. They could have just let you buy the fender vents or the fog lights, because some race series they don't use both. They, like Nürburgring, they use both. But anyway, that's another rant on this game. So, but it makes sense to me. I mean, why you'd need to buy two cars? Just the only difference in the car is fog lights and fender vents, or grills, or gills, or whatever you want to call them. So, anyway, that's that. So, what else is there? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, the new sport time trial. Well, this is a part of the update, but this is the new um, time trial GT1 at Fuji. Uh, and kind of surprising they didn't do it at Le Mans, but I think they just did Le Mans, the Bugatti, so kind of duplicity. Um, so we still got to work on our time. I think yeah, the times keeps dropping. Yeah, times keep falling. And you got yeah, I'm way off. Yeah, I'm still at the same distance. This guy must still be the top guy. So yeah, I need to drop a lot of time. It's a bit tricky of a car to drive. When I was doing laps, I wasn't sure where to shift it, and you don't have brake balance, which is always irritating on a race car. In a time trial, you don't have brake balance. Um, it's quite understeery. Um, so anyway, and there's this other thing I found strange: specified car. So select from garage. So uh, change car. So I can use any of these cars, but why I don't get it? So these are the cars I can use. Well, I don't know why they're rented out. I guess it's because you have to have racing medium tires on them. I don't know. Weird. Because it's kind of, you can just, weird. Anyway, I won't enter it anyway. That's that. Anything else? Well, you gotta look at the escapes. There's Fukushima. And yeah, it's actually quite a few. There's actually quite a few locations. Cherry blossoms. Fall. Some of you I thought they already had these, but they just look very similar to other locations. Very weird. I mean, wonderful photography, but good. Hopefully I'm live, because I'm not. I feel like an idiot. Yeah, yeah, it's live. Hopefully it's live. Yeah, I know what it is. That's that. Yeah, this is what I'm going to look at this. Don't know why. I have it logged to private. So, but there's some of the events. So you got Clubman's Cup. So now the Urus is in that 600 pp area, and then a special event. About dirt tires for that, probably. Which I want. I'll just borrow a car. And then hypercar. Another Vision. I think I already did all those. And GT4. Right. I think you could probably use a GT3 in that one. Anyway. But oh yeah, what's the reward? Yeah, 6-star roulette. That's a pretty good ticket. I don't know. I mean, you're looking at okay value, 150,000 credits, and then a car ticket, that's pretty awesome. You get six. So, but I don't think any of these are going to be specifically hard either. Yeah, because that might be the hardest one there. This is probably a 10-lap race. Eventually, we'll get it done. So, cafe, extra menu. So here's the extra menu. You need to get, again, the E-Type, the XJ220, and then the was it Group C? Is it Group C race car? Yeah, XJR9. So the old school Group 1 car. So currently I have bought a few of them just for those tickets, and I got a few that I still don't have, and I don't want this one because this is a really it's an engine ticket. You know that car there's worth like 3 million, and it's paywalled by a invitation. I say it's paywalled, but it's walled off by a stupid invitation. So a Bugatti, another engine ticket, and I'm not buying any of these cars. I'm surprised I don't have any of them, but just for an engine ticket, that's a lot of money. I got Chiron, Veyron, and this isn't even the Group 1, which I have the Group 1, but this is just the base Chiron VGT. So it's just a stupid reward for a lot of money. And then this Porsche here, and I think this is another engine ticket. So this is the reason why I don't get cars. For one, you gotta wait for them, and then and I don't want to talk to you, Stella. So, um, so all right. So um, on to the bad. Um, on to the bad with the. This is a good update generally for the car content. I think that adding the GT1 that squished a lot of the people that wanted that. So check that box off of people that asked for cars and got them. A lot of people wanted this car, the V10 R8, and they got that. So there's 2 R8s in the game. So in addition to, I mean, Audi's been getting a lot of love lately. So I mean, you look at in the last 2 updates, they've gotten 2 cars. So and it's almost the most complete. Now I say that with a cocked eye to it. It's almost the most. So here you have the TT. So you have 3 TTs. Joke. You have 3 of those, and then you have one over here. And then you have 2 R8s. All right. So again, there's one YouTuber just cut and paste Nefertiti. Just cut and paste, which it kind of is. Yes, these cars are essentially the same chassis, just a little bit different bodywork. Some people think we should have probably already had this one. I mean, this car here's 8 years old. And this car is even older than that. This car's like 17 years old. So, pretty old. But look, no RSs. No S sedans or RS sedans. And this isn't even an RS, it's just a TTS. They could have been the TTRS. So, um, kind of a miss. Again, let me get on my soapbox here. Um, no stands, no coops. You know, that's what most people buy. Most people want. You know, I don't think there's a lot of people who really like sweat at night thinking how they're gonna get an Audi TT. Most people think they want a 4 liter V8. You know, RS of some sort. Or S. Yeah, an S4 or S6 or S5. So that's a big miss. Um, uh, Lamborghini, pretty decently, you know, represented too. They add the Urus. Okay, I mean they really it's nothing more they can add. I mean the Huracan in here and the Murcielago Aventador, and some of the specialties, the LP here and some of the other ones. But they add the Urus, but they don't add the Performante version of it. So there's two things. No track. They add a track. Um, so since Nenkai left, um, uh, I think he was part of Sony's staff when he left after Kaz would release his X or Twitter post and silhouettes. Nenkai, I should say. Nenkai would come out and tell us exactly what's coming. He would say, okay, yes, confirmed. It's going to be these cars. No reason to sit there and guess on them on GT Planet. Bunch of idiots. Um, and no reason to sit there and hope and dream. He just puts it right out. And a track. He'd say, and a track. Then later out, you'd find out there was a track. So we'll see how, if we even get a track. I mean, now the game's 2 years old, and we haven't had a track since Spec 2, and that was at infrequently, if ever, used snow track. All the licenses they have for all the tracks that they have, and they don't say they don't release a track. Um, it's just kind of weird. And they have so many leaks about and data mines on tracks that they have rights to. Like the Villeneuve circuit in Canada, F1 circuit. Um, I think they have Silverstone. They still have a license to Silverstone. Um, Pikes Peak. I mean, it's a time trial track, but it could still be very fun. I mean, point-to-point racing is still fun. You can still do point-to-point race. It's a pretty long freaking track. Uh, and they could do it both ways. I mean, dirt and asphalt, even though it's all asphalt now. You can do a dirt part of it. Anyway, and up and down. So anyway, why they don't do it? Uh, More world circuits they haven't added. I don't know what else they have licensed to, but they haven't added a Japanese track in a long time. I mean, it is the least represented of their Japanese developer. It's a Japanese company, Japanese developer, and they're heavy with Japanese content, which is fine, totally fine. Not going to bother me, but all the other Japanese tracks that they haven't added. Um, Sugo, um, Motegi. Um, I thought everyone thought Motegi was going to come when they added the Super Formulas to 23s, which would have made a lot of sense. I mean, I think there's not very many premier Japanese tracks left, but at least two there's that I can remember. Um, Excuse me, I drink some more coffee. Europe, there's all kinds of tracks that they may not have a license to. Um, uh, Hockenheim, Mugello, um, uh, Portimao. Um, you start getting into Yas Marina, some of these other tracks that are in other games, so maybe they don't have any maybe right to get them. Or, they can definitely get them. Everybody wants money. America's pretty well represented. I mean, it's got quite a few tracks. Obviously, we want more. You always want more tracks, but um, Australia has a bunch of tracks that people want. We're not going to get, a real street track. I'm not a big fan of street tracks, but you know, unlikely we'd get Sebring, but you have um, uh, Long Beach, um, St. Petersburg. Um, you have Macau. I think there's Sydney. Is it Sydney? There's a track. There's a couple of street tracks in Australia they race. Not very many. Not very many in Europe. I mean, they do Monaco. Everybody thought they would get Monaco. That was actually kind of teased in one of the in one of the uh, VGT videos. So anyway, but that's that. So again, no track. Three good cars, solid cars, one legend. So that's always good. Definitely since Spec 2. I mean, that was 7 cars. Everybody was really torqued up about that. That was really good. Uh, but again, last real track we got, I think, was Road Atlanta, or no, Grand Valley. Um, so anyway, all right. But that's really all I have. I don't think there's anything else. I guess, yeah, let's go to GT Audit. We can look at the decals. Livery editor, create design. I think they're, so decals. Um, add a layer, select decal. So, um, that's one thing. Again, so you don't complain about things they don't do. I wish they would add some more lines, some curves, and because these just don't get it done. Um, you can't turn these enough. You can't change the angle on them enough to make them work right. They just don't. It just doesn't. It's hard to search them, and find what you're looking for. Um, Fantasy logos. So now they changed it to fantasy. I thought that was called something else. So, I think this is where the Alright, it's not brand, is it? Brand logo? Yeah, there it is. High speed. So I think whether you can. Okay, so they can usually add decals, and sometimes you don't even realize it. Like they did add Fanatec a while back. So they're a partner. There is Fanatec decals, and Haggerty is partners that they're with. Again, still no Pirelli. Still no Pirelli. They do not do Pirelli. All the tire brands they have, they do not do Pirelli. And it's more fancy stuff. I guess when you search, yeah, you can see it's hurt. Yeah, that's you can that's your history, so that will speed things up. So that's cool. That's what they mean when they do keyword. That's cool. And if it's just clear. So that's cool. Um, I don't think that's pretty much it. I didn't really change anything. So you can look at the Audi. Alright, so I have to get ready for Easter Sunday activities. So I'm going to cut this off, and I don't really have anything else. So yeah, close. Um, Again, we'll see why it's not live. I think I made this video private. I gotta go in and change it. I don't know why it did that, but I guess it did it. So anyway, well, thanks everybody, anybody who's gonna watch. Enjoy my rambling and my griping, but again, I'm not disappointed a lot with this. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed with this update. Good cars. A couple of small things that they changed. I wish they would change a few more things. Um, Again, the lobby sizes are too small still. I mean, 16 cars is pathetic. I mean, I mean, I thought that was one of the reasons why we were going to come over to, one of the improvements that was going to be brought on by going to PlayStation 5 was a bigger lobby size. Uh, I mean, you can race AI cars up to 20 cars. We should have 20 car lobbies. There's no reason because a lot of times when you're running leagues, um, you get a lot of interest, in the beginning. Let's say you get, you know, 18 people want to join, and the majority of them are really good drivers. Um, and you have to do a split, a split of, ability. And sometimes you get guys that are much quicker than other guys. Instead of just being able to run everybody at the same time, because maybe you'll get a lobby with 10 people and a lobby with 6 people, and you need to have room for somebody to broadcast, you know. So you lose a spot for a broadcaster instead of being able to say, okay, we're going to have 18 drivers, 2 classes, um, nine, 9 drivers apiece, or less, whatever. Just split it up. But you got to have room for a broadcaster, somebody who's not racing, who wants to stream the race. Like I do that all the time, and I take up a spot. So it's kind of bad. Um, that's definitely something that needs to change, and hasn't changed and needs to change. Um, and being able to sell parts, and I think there's a couple other things I thought of, but I can't remember them now. But anyway, it's this. I can't believe they haven't changed that. They've done a great job of making this game better since it came out. It is in a lot better place than it was at launch. Um, so to commend them for doing that. Um, but we're still providing free content. I generally think that yeah, it's free. People did pay for the game. At launch, people paid a lot of money for the game, and the game was not very good. And the additional content from Gran Turismo Sport, because this game is primarily Gran Turismo Sport with a lot of improvements graphically, and they did add some stuff that they didn't have on Gran Turismo Sport. So, um, and a couple of tracks and some cars, but we're still racing some cars that are super old. There's the Group 1 class is so outdated, and and it's and it's very dysfunctional. The class system is very dysfunctional. You have Group 1 cars that are hypercars, and you have old Group C, I think it's Group C, um, older, you know, Le Mans cars, like I said before, the Jaguar, and the um, uh, um, Sauber, the Sauber. Then you have some more modern cars, like some of the Audis, the Audi I think R11. Some of those cars are they are modern, but they're outclassed to Peugeot. Um, so, but there's a huge difference in performance in the cars and the way they handle. Um, and no new ones. And the newest one is the Toyota, which is several seasons old. Um, Outside of that, then you have the 919 Porsche. Again, you look at the the Group 2 class is very outdated. The newest cars are 2016s, and they're kind of outdated anyway. They add the they add the Audi DTM car, but they don't add any of the other cars from that DTM class. Then they add the GT1 and the GT2 class, but none of the other cars that competed against it, like the Porsche GT1, the 911 GT1. They added that, but they added the road version of it when they could have just added both cars. You could have added the Le Mans version of it. I mean, Gran Turismo has a history of doing that, where they just randomly add a car that has no competition, like the Honda, the Honda original Grand Prix car, the RA 212, I think is what it is. There's no other cars that thing can compete with. They add the McLaren MP4, I think, whatever it is, the Senna car. There's no other cars that can compete with it. It has no other competition except for that Gran Turismo um, F1500 or whatever it is. And that's not in the same class. I mean, and again, they fall in the same class because they're not in a class. Um, but they have a history of doing that, of just adding cars randomly into classes, or just adding cars randomly and by themselves. So that's kind of frustrating. Um, and adding the road going version of a race car. When they just add both, add the road car and the race car. You have it. Just add both. Again, another car that comes to mind, the the DTM, the Mercedes, the E90. They add that car in the road version, and its competition is the Alpha. So it's kind of, it does not make any sense. So yeah, they add um, uh, where is it? Where is it? Where is that car? I mean, again, it's like you have the Sauber, these Group One cars that don't, they can't. There's no way they can compete. I mean, they can compete. They are fast, um, but it's goofy the way they do things. Here, this is it. The GT1 Strassen version. Uh, just add the race car. Just why do you do it? Just add the race car version of it. Here again, the E90 Evolution. Just add the race car. Just why not? Why do you do that? Because you know you have the car that it competes against is in the game as a race car, the Alpha 155. It's in the game as a race car in Group 4. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, here that you got this car, this F1500. This is a, what is it? I guess it competes against itself in a one make series. Okay, that's makes sense. The MC20, add the GT2 version and make it a Group 2 car or something. It's really bizarre. So, uh, really bizarre. Uh, it's going on and on and on and on. Why they do certain things. I mean, here they add the Ford here, and it's got a Group 3 car counterpart. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any. It doesn't make a lick of sense. Here's the RS5 DTM car, but none of the other cars that raced against it. No Mercedes, no BMW, no uh, Aston Martin, Opel, the other cars that raced against it. So just discombobulated. MP44, you didn't add any of the other cars, the Jordan, any of the other cars that racing. I can't think of any off the top of my head. This is the one right here. Why did you add this car? Why? And you didn't add any other competition. None of the other cars that raced against it. Mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. When your mind gets so messed up, it's like being trapped in a bottle. Corvette C8. Oh God, I don't go down this road. Here it is. Yes. You add the race car version, but you don't add the street car version. So crazy. All right, I'm done. I can't do any more. I've been rambling, and so that's it. All right, again, good update, good cars. Disappointing, no track, no real changes in the uh, most things didn't change. One little nice feature with the search bar on search for decals in the showcase. So that's kind of cool. And the rest of it's kind of meh, mid, whatever the cool kids say these days. Anyway, all right. Thanks for watching, and we'll try to get something going later this week. Maybe got a lot of stuff going on this week, like every week. So again, thanks for watching, and catch you later.